Friends, Cowboy Jobu here with the Jobu Report. Well, it's the off season and it's time to start working on fixing the Cowboys. Well, it looks like one of the options that Jerry Jones was thinking about making at quarterback is definitely not an option for him. The Johnny Manziel story, it seems like every day it gets worse and worse. Herm Edwards has a strong message for Johnny. Let's hope he can get some help.
Well, the Browns disputed, an NFL Network report Tuesday that they had lied about Johnny Manziel's concussion symptoms before the season finale to cover for the quarterback, reportedly showing up drunk to a team meeting. A Brown source who had contact with Manziel told that to ESPN's Adam Schefter that he was, quote, heavily hungover or something. Herm?
Oh, boy.
Here we go. What's your reaction?
On the whole situation with Johnny?
Yeah, and what we're just hearing now.
Well, beside that, I just think let's just reverse this whole story and go from the beginning. I think a lot of people, when we watched Johnny play and we watched his ability to be a fantastic football player, probably started in high school. I didn't watch him in high school, but in college, how he captured America in the fact that he wasn't the biggest guy, wasn't the tallest guy, but had a flair of playing quarterback. But he also had a flair off the field. And we said that was his youthful exuberance and that was being a teenager. And we just kind of threw it over there and said, hey, it's okay, because he's really doing good on the field, and that's all that really matters. And his life was really crying out, and he was crying out, in my opinion, that I need some help.
Yep.
And we allowed him to continue to play, and because he was such a good player. And even during the draft, when he got drafted, in the offseason, we saw him on the Swan. Everybody would say, he's just being a teenager. He was at all these places.
Yeah, in Vegas, yeah.
And we're going, he's just being a teenager. He's crying out for help. And I think now with his parents saying, you know, my son he needs some help. Well, I'm going to flip the script and say this. Children can't choose their parents. And if you're a parent, and I'm a parent, I'm a father, and I have a son that's a little older, and if he ever was in this situation, I have two daughters, they're my children. And it's up to me, it's my obligation as a parent to help my child. And you got to get in the huddle now with your family, with the family members that are strong, and get in and find a way to grab him and get him. And there's going to be some confrontation, and there's going to be some crying, and there's going to be some hugging. But you got to tell me, hey, man, look, you're my son. And I can't look for anybody else to help you. We're going to get you some help. I'm not going to wait for football to help you. I'm not going to wait for people outside of football to help you. I got to help you. What can I do to get my son back? Because right now you're going down the wrong road. Now, then Johnny Manziel has to go look himself in the mirror and say, the guy that I'm looking at, do I really want to be that guy off the field? Because I love this game of football, but I can't play it because of what I've done off the field. You know, I've always said this in life, you know, football is kind of unique and sports is unique. We live in this thing called a huddle. It's a wonderful thing. And when you leave the building, I've always told players and young people, who's in your huddle? Who are you allowing in your huddle? And you don't always have to agree with the people in your huddle, but you got to lead the huddle. You got to be the quarterback of your huddle when you lead the field. And you got to make sure that when you do things and the people in your huddle, they're going to help you. They're going to help you. You need help. Everyone needs help. You can't live a life alone. And his huddle right now, I don't know if it's the right people in his huddle. And they're leading him.
Yeah.
And you can't allow that. So I just think, you know, I hope that he looks in the mirror and says, you know what, enough of this. He might need to be out of football for a whole year. And that's okay. Because his life is more important than playing football. He's got a little window of playing football. But he's got to live the rest of his life. And it would be a shame a guy that has some talent never really got to use it all because of the fact that he's fighting some demons right now. And he can't win by himself. He needs some people in his huddle to say, you know what, this is the huddle and we're going to do this. But he's got to agree to it. That's just my opinion.
I hear everything you just said. And by the way, from what I am told, last football season, his first in Cleveland, his parents tried to perform what they call in Alcoholics Anonymous an intervention.
Good.
where they tried to take him to help, and
Good.
you know, like against his wishes,
That's okay,
they tried
good.
to pull him, and he rejected them, and so they, out of what they call tough love, rejected him. They said, okay, if that's the way you want to play it, we don't want anything else to do with you. Could you do that in your heart of hearts? I don't know.
I can do it.
Okay, I got it.
My baby.
I got it. Okay.
I brought him in the world, my baby.
I'm with you. This is one of the saddest sports stories I've ever been close to, bordering on a tragedy. Again, I make zero excuses when it comes to domestic violence. And we know about the accusations. But my point is that I look back on what happened to Johnny because I was close to this story. He won the Heisman Trophy. I heard stories of what they allowed him to get away with. They would parade him around the country, appearing at Aggie clubs, Texas A&M Aggie clubs. Then he would come back late for a spring practice, and they told me the one classic story where he ran out late to practice in his Air Jordans and slacks. He didn't even put his stuff on, and led the offense on like an 80-yard drive and threw a 30-yard touchdown pass to cap it off, and the whole team came up and like lifted him up on their shoulders in his slacks, in his sports shirt, right? Okay, this was the legend of Johnny football. And I thought it was very telling that yesterday, the starting quarterback from last year, Kyle Allen, left the program. I don't know if you noticed this. And he said that one reason he left was he could not take or live with the culture that got created by Johnny at Texas A&M that still exists there. A little too loose, a little too free, you know, everybody getting away with a little too much because Johnny got away with near murder, so to speak, in a football context as the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. You see what I mean?
Yep.
So again, he was enabled to be this character all the way up. LeBron took him under his wing. I'm not blaming LeBron at all because Johnny's he's smart, he's fun to be around, and he has big demons. And they grew out of control as a pro football player because there'd been little to no discipline in his life at all. And now he's completely over the edge and lost. And I don't know who his support group is. He had surrounded himself with all the wrong people all the way up through this system. And now he is afloat without a lifeline. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. Nobody can reach him. The friends that I know who used to be his friends say, we can't reach him literally or figuratively.
Right. And it's a shame because he has some talent. And we'll never know because he hasn't been ready to accept the responsibility of, I got to change my life. And Johnny, I don't know if you listen to our program, brother, but I'm praying for you, man. I really am. You don't know me personally. I met you a long time ago. I love your competitiveness, what you bring to the table as an athlete. But partner, you got to get your life in order, man. And people are willing to help you, but it starts with you, brother. You got to help yourself. You got to look at yourself, man, and you alone. You got to help yourself right now because you'll get people in the huddle that want to help you, but it starts with you.
There's two people right here that would be
You got it.
very glad
And
to
by
know.
the way, Johnny's always been a big supporter of this show. We've
Yep.
always appreciated that.
You guys are the best. This is a great conversation.
Thanks for watching, friends, to the Joe Boo Report. Be sure to click subscribe so you can keep following along and getting more reports from Joe Boo.